Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Once Future King, and once again, and today I'm going to be doing my reaction to a couple of Cuckoos episode 14. So, I've said this before, but I just want to reiterate that I've been enjoying this series a lot. It's probably, honestly, in my top 10 favorite anime of the year so far. Like, what else does it have to compete with? Like, this has been a decent year for anime so far, but like, there's My Dress Up Darling, Kaguya-sama Season 3. In terms of rom-coms, at least, that's probably it. I don't know, there's probably a lot of other anime too, but I still think that this is in my top 10 anime of the year. And I haven't watched that much anime from this season yet, outside of what I'm reacting to every week, which is Danmachi Season 4, Overlord Season 4, My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex-Girlfriend, and Made in Abyss Season 2. Those are the new shows of this season, the summer of 2022, that I'm reacting to. In addition to this one, which is ongoing from last season, obviously. So, yeah, so I haven't really watched much of the new shows yet. Although I have been following the discourse, and some of them do seem pretty cool. But even though, I still think this is probably going to be in my top 10 anime of the year by the time the year ends. Of course, year's only halfway done. So we'll see how it goes, or I guess maybe a little over halfway done, but still. So we'll see how it goes by the time that the year actually ends. Okay, but this series is really, really good. Like I said before, it's by I forget her name, but it's by the same manga author as Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, which is one of my favorite rom-coms. And the series, I think, started out a bit disappointingly, given those high expectations. And even now, I still don't think it's anywhere close to being as good as Yamada-kun. But I do think it has gotten better as it's went along. Okay? The series is seriously keeping me guessing. And the best thing this author is good at is creating a decently sized cast of likable, interesting, and complex characters. And she's done that swimmingly with this series, even though this series' main cast is actually smaller than Yamada-kun. There's really only 4 members of the main cast, I would consider. There's the 3 main girls, Sachi, HIRO, and Erika, and then there's Nagi, the protagonist. Whereas Yamada-kun had like a dozen main characters in the series or more, But I like all 4 of these characters so much. And I would honestly be fine, on varying degrees, obviously, if Nagi ended up with any of them. And that is some great rom-com writing right there. It reminds me of Toradora, where I told myself, yeah, I would have preferred if Ryuji ended up with Taiga, which he obviously did. But I would have still been fine with it if he ended up with Minori. Because both of them were just so likable. And from my experience, at least, that is so incredibly rare to find in rom-coms. In romance anime and manga. Just think about it. Usually either the winner is, so incredibly obvious that you find it difficult to get invested in the other girls. Or, the other girls are either unlikable, or if they're not unlikable, they're just not that interesting, or they don't have great chemistry with the protagonist, except for, one of the girls, which is obviously the one that the writer likes the most. But I think all 3 of these girls are complex, they're all likable, they're all interesting, and they all have good chemistry with the protagonist, which makes me even more which makes it to where I would be fine with any of them ending up with him. And while Erika... Now, Erika's probably the least on my list for that, because of what I've mentioned before about the whole, forced marriage thing, and the fact that if they do end up together, it would basically be the same as their parents winning, and the smug expressions on their faces is just not something I want to see directed towards these likable characters again. That's the one thing that puts Erika on the bottom of that for me. But of course, this could end with a harem ending, because a few episodes ago, in fact, episode 12, I think it was, there was that scene that kind of maybe potentially foreshadowed a harem ending for the series, but that could have just been a one-off gag too, so who's to say? I mean, well, the author is probably to say. But the series is still ongoing, so we'll see where it goes. But anyways, that was a longer intro than I usually do. So let's just jump straight into this here. The episode will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
ところでなんだけど、勉強を教えてくれる？
無理です。
ちゃんと聞いて。私どうしても次のテストでいい点取らなきゃいけないの。
今さら何？パパの力を使えばどうとでもなるんだし、成績悪くってもなんとかなるでしょ。
今回はそうもいかないのよね。
なんで？
追試で失敗したら実家に帰ってこいって言われちゃった。は
あ？
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was revealed in the last episode. So yeah, here's a new point of tension, I guess, in the series, which I highly doubt they're going to be stopping living together anytime soon. To be perfectly honest, whether she bombs out on the next exam or not, but who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. So, you know.
できなければこの家から撤退せよとの命令だ。何か言いたいことはあるか、軍曹？
ふざけてるなら帰ってもらえますか？
何事も楽しくやるのが私のモットーなの。軍曹も記念写真いかがですか？
I like her model. I like it a lot. I really do. Okay.
自らの過失をまあ偉そうに。
必死なだけよ。
だけどなんで突然帰ってこいだなんて。
ほら私転校して初めてのテストだったじゃない。はあ、私なりに頑張ったんだけどね。オルジャとは授業のペースが全然違うし。
エリカ、分かっているね。勉強できないなら帰ってきなさい。
さすがにビリはいかがなものかとなりまして。
でしょうね。
てかナギ君の学校頭いい人多いな。授業は難しすぎて何言ってるかわかんないし。
I mean, despite being rich, I think Erika was introduced as being pretty damn smart herself, so it is kind of surprising that she ranked in last in the entire fucking school. Or is it just in individual classes? I'm not sure. Either way, it's surprising, so yeah.
私なんでこんな学校に転校してきちゃったのかな。なんでだろう。
Because your fiance is there, maybe?
こっち見ないでくれますか。
Stalker alert!
俺も勉強で忙しい。くれぐれも集中して取り組むように。
イエスさ、軍曹。
まずは数学からだ。ふざけたら即除隊だぞ。
イエスさ。
Oh god, I hope we get... Even Sachi is dressed up now. I hope this episode is nothing but fucking adorable military jokes. I don't know why, but I love that shit.
邪魔はするなよ。
はい、軍曹。わかりません。
いきなり？
この問題なんだけど。
数学は解説付きで答え載ってるでしょう。まずはそれ見て。
聞いてください、鬼軍曹。
普通に悪口。
パイとは何でありますか？
そこから？
私こういうの気になると手がつかないのね。
パイとは円周率のことで、それは大体 3.14 なんだよ。
何それ？大体なんで 3.14？
Is it strange that I can remember almost nothing math related from school? I definitely don't remember how to utilize pi. But over a decade later, I still remember what pi is. That is strange to me. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who finds that strange, but I find that very strange, honestly.
家に来て2ヶ月か。 初めは居心地悪かったけど、
Has it only been 2
この前
months
実家に帰った時
since the
は
series began
懐かし
in
く感じたっ
universe? Well, they've definitely gotten really fucking close in just
結
2
構気に
mere
入ってた
months
んだけど
then.
な。
So,
ベッド
yeah.
もまた畳に布団敷く日々に戻るのか。
一生懸命やるじゃん。すごい努
Hey,
力家
I also want to mention, do you realize how refreshing it is to get an anime rom-com that has moments like this, that explores complex characters and where the characters actually get fucking character development and that development sticks? Like, that is so rare in anime rom-coms and it pisses me off. It's the reason why for several years I stopped watching rom-coms altogether, to be perfectly honest.
円周率なんてどうでもいい。そんな学者みたいな思考回路は捨てろ。今回の追試はテスト問題からの抜粋、すなわち暗記だ。やるぞ。
やるわ。父ちゃん、ヒロちゃんのために頑張ってるんでしょ。これ以上足引っ張れないし。俺
は天野さんなんかに足を引っ張られるほどやわじゃない。
なんか
勉強してるの。従って実家に帰るんじゃなかった？帰りたくないんだよね。気を使わずはっきり言ってくれ。帰りたくないから勉強を教えてほしいって。
だってそれは
天野さんの問題は俺の問題だ。俺の言い名付けだから。運命なんて変えてやる。
変えるとか何偉そうなこと言ってんの。だったら責任取りなさいよね。
任せろ。今から2日間天野さんは俺の管理下に置かれる。
やっぱり鬼軍曹じゃん。
返事はイエスかハイだ。
イエスだ。
イエスだじゃない。イエスかハイだ。
And of course, even with the deep stuff in here, that just still doesn't take away from the comedy. If anything, the comedy is used to enhance it. Fuck. The series is so good, even though I've said it's disappointing in comparison to the author's other work, it is still so fucking
過
good.
ぎて無理。
And, you know, I said the characters get development, and they do. But, you know, I think very few people truly change 100%, you know? Those are the likable aspects of these characters, the entertaining ones. And I like that they're staying the same. The characters do definitely get a lot of development, though. Like, these two characters right here are not the same, nowhere close to the same exact people that they were when the series began. And we're only in episode 14 right now, you know? The hell is that? Okay. Erika has some strange fantasies, but honestly, I've seen stranger. In fact, I probably had stranger, so yeah, there we go.
あれ？ちょっとお父さん。家って定食屋さんだったんだ。
まあ普通の定食屋だけど。
背がどこかで。
Oh, she not? Has she actually not met HIRO yet? Okay, I actually didn't remember at all, but yeah, apparently she hasn't met HIRO yet.
はじめまして、サチさん。海野くんと同じクラスの瀬川ヒロと申します。お兄さんにはいつもお世話になっております。
おい、サチ、失礼だろ。おい、サチ。
ごめんね、忙しいよね。
ごめん、瀬川さん。
ねえ、海野くん。よかったら後で一緒にお祭り見て回らない？じゃあ後でね。
浴衣の瀬川さんとデート。
エリカちゃんと3人で見て回るんじゃなかったっけ？
いや、そんな約束してないし。なんでそうなる？
もういい。
何怒ってんだよ。
怒ってないって。
すいません、焼きそば一つ。
はい。ほらお兄、ぼんやり
She's obviously mad because she's in love with
遊
you.
びに行きたいんでしょ。
And I'm guessing that like her getting offended for Erika though is because the two of them have become so close. Like she's obviously in love with Nagi as well, but she also wants Erika to be happy. So if Erika's in love with Nagi, then she probably won't even attempt to pursue her own feelings. You know. So I think she's very conflicted because like she's in love with Nagi, but she thinks that Erika is. So you know, and of course, HIRO is a girl that apparently she's never even met before, but she's aware that Nagi has a crush on. So yeah.
エリカちゃんも私の分までありがとう。浴衣持ってないからすっごく嬉しい。よかった。追試で迷惑かけたお礼なんだけど、準備するのに手間取っちゃってさ。お母さんから連絡来るまでこの辺プラプラする感じでいいかな。うん。ナギくんは？一応ナギくんの分も用意したんだけど。お兄はいいんだよ。片付けやらせとけば。そっか。私もお店の手伝いやってみたかったな。そうなの？エリカちゃんがいたらもっと早く売り切れてたよ。そうかな。そうだって。ん？あ、ヒロちゃん。あ、なんでいるの？エリカちゃんこそ。あれ？その子。うん。この子はサチちゃん。私の妹だよ。あ、
Okay, now you're gonna be confusing HIRO here. She probably should have said that she's my stepsister or something like that. Even though they're technically biologically related sisters, they didn't grow up knowing each other. Of course, she also doesn't know that Nagi recently told HIRO that the two of them are sister. That Sachi is his sister. Either, so yeah. Oh, and of course, that's the way the episode ends too, with Sachi or with HIRO learning that Sachi is both of their sisters. That's the way the episode ends. Now, I'm sure that this confusing thing will be resolved pretty quickly in next episode by like, you know, HIRO might mention the confusion, and then they'll clear up that, you know, Sachi is technically Erika's biological sister and Nagi's stepsister. And yeah. But anyways, overall, great episode once again. A mostly pretty laid-back episode with a lot of great humor in it. The cliffhanger that's not that aggravating of a cliffhanger, thankfully. And also some deep character moments as well. Like I said, like this is such a great rom-com because it is so funny, but it doesn't forego character. You know? It's so good. It is so fucking good. But anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. Hit the notification bell if you want to know whenever I upload new videos. I release new videos all the time. Share around other places on the internet if you think it deserves it, such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. to help get my channel more attention. And like always, comment on the video down below because I help my channel out. Let me know your thoughts on this video and on this episode and on the series as a whole. On the source material if you're a fan of it, on the mangaka in general if you're a fan of her, and what was your favorite part of this episode. But anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.